evening, really it was morning, I woke up the next morning and I heard a strange ringing. A ringtone I have never remembered adding. I could have sworn I heard the small notes playing, but it was twisted and different somehow. Oh good God, what the hell is happening? What the fuck am I listening to? The hell? I couldn't stop thinking about it. So I played the voicemail. It was my friend, Charlie. He was telling me about Grad night, but then he sounded worried as if something was happening. Yeah. I then heard a ringtone, and he was calling. I answered the phone. The ringtone stopped playing. Charlie, what's going on? Oh, good God. You have to hurry. Something's happening. Friends, they disappeared as soon as they went into the park. Something weird. They saw some kind of shadow. Something that didn't seem right. I then closed the phone, but I left it open just so I could keep talking. I then thought for the moment there, something wasn't right. That feeling wasn't real. So I kept talking and telling him not to worry. I told him just to look around the park before they left, but they said the bus has already left by tonight. And that a few hours ago, that's when they went missing. They went missing only a few hours after arriving in the park. So, I dropped the phone. I heard another tone with the same ringtone. It wouldn't stop. God damn it, turn off! But it just kept going. I don't know what the hell was going on, but I was gonna find out. I then saw a photo. The creepiest looking photo I could ever see. Then my phone went black. I couldn't tell. But then I looked. And there it was. The creepiest looking photo I've ever seen. It looked like a photo of Peter Pan, but the details were different. This Peter Pan looked like it had the body of a boy, but his eyes, looking into those darkened black eyes, almost as if he was evil. Something was definitely off here. This was the last photo I received from Charlie, telling me that when Andrew and Charles disappeared, this was the last thing they sent. They must have gone on Peter Pan's flight. I kept looking at the photo, and then I heard a blood-curdling scream. Ah! It sounded like some kind of creepy thing. Something happening. And there, across my room was a shadow. With the ringtone of a small world playing, I couldn't stop it. I couldn't seem to keep it out. The shadow. I asked what it wanted, and it told me. It wanted the rules to be followed. I then freaked out. I closed the phone. Then I heard it go off again. And then my friend Charlie, his phone died. Just like that. The shadow did it. I realized then that Charlie suffered the same terrible fate as my other two friends. Looking into Peter Pan's picture. And then I dropped my phone. There was a loud thud. as the music of It's a Small World, Twisted, kept playing and playing. It wouldn't stop. I couldn't seem to make it stop. And then there was a picture, another one of Neverland. The creepiest thing I've ever seen. Skull Rock. And then there were words written in what? I can't. Good God. What am I seeing? It looked like in the rock, 3 photos of my friends. Charlie, Charles, Andrew. Good God. They were dead. Their bodies were there, but their shadows were gone. And there it was, Peter Pan's shadow standing right over their dead bodies, and written in blood on the very photo. Good God, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I then hesitated to even look at the next photo, but I had no choice. The shadow was watching, as if it wanted me to do it. The same thing turned over. I opened the phone, and there was a blood message, written in clear, red, human blood, which I then knew was the blood of my 3 friends. And the rules said, no grown-ups allowed in Neverland. I then dropped the phone, and there was a loud thud. The shadow disappeared with a big whoosh. I was all alone again. It then told me if I ever told the story of what happened, it would kill me next, take my shadow with it. I've hesitated to tell the story for the past few years, but now I've had the chance to do it. So, if you ever think about going to Disneyland, make sure you never go at night, because you just never know if your shadow will be stolen from you right there and then. The next day I went to school. I asked Charlie. The ringtone was off because it was the middle of the day, and thank God for that. The sun shining through. I was so glad to see the light of day. I then asked my friend what the last ride they went on was, and they told me the name, Peter Pan's Flight. I then realized, I don't know what happened, but they told me that they heard they heard Andrew, Charles, and Charlie screaming. But then I said, that's impossible. Charlie was on the phone with me. Who the hell was I talking to? If Charlie was killed on that ride, who the hell was talking to me? I still to this day do not know. But I know one thing. I will never, ever go to Disneyland. Ever again. Never. No matter what will I ever go there. Because what happened to my friends, unforgivable. This is the dark secret Disney hides. I looked up more and more about my friends' deaths. And what I saw, the news said that 3 young high school kids were on the Peter Pan's Flight ride. The ride stopped, and when they were walking out of the boat, there was a large opening. They fell through it. For what felt like hours, the bodies were never found. But by the next day, they found them. The bodies were mutilated, ripped apart, with a hole in their back, where their shadows once were. Freaking freaked out. I told my friends I couldn't take it anymore. They told me it was nothing to worry about. But I said, no, this is something that cannot go unanswered. I looked more and more up. I pay my respects to my friends every day. Their tombstone's there, their bodies cremated, but still, I pay good memories to their memories. And now to honor their memory, I tell their stories. You must never go on Peter Pan's flight, because there is a dark secret there you may never, ever be able to escape from. Never is an awfully long time. And it was for them, as they fell for hours and hours, or even minutes, I don't know. But all I know is that my friends are gone. And I will never go to Disneyland ever again. Because if you're ever at a Disneyland on Grad Night with your friends, and you seem to find yourself stuck on a ride, you best pray to God that you never, ever, ever get stuck on a ride and find yourself heading for your own death. You best pray that you never find yourself in a situation like my friends did ever again. Because Disneyland and Disney World aren't as innocent as they look. This is their dark secret, and I have uncovered it. I know now telling this story may lead to my death by this shadow, and that it is probably watching me right now. But I swear on my mother's grave, on my friend's grave, that this will not go unanswered. If you go to Disneyland, think about it first before you stay, or you just might make it your last. As for my friends, I never saw them again. I keep having a feeling as if they're still with me, but it's impossible to say that I will never, ever go to a Disneyland as long as I live. Because if I do, and I find myself in the same situation as Charlie, Andrew, and Charles, I better pray to God that if I ever go to a Disneyland, it will and stay there for Grad Night. And you better pray too that it will not be I'm so sorry. Too painful. Okay, get a hold of yourself. If you ever find yourself at a Disneyland, Disney World, or any Disney park during a Grad Night, you must remember one thing. You better pray to God, if you ever go to stay for Grad Night, that it will not be your last stay.